This video includes presentations given by the two candidates for president of the Arbor-Ypsilanti-Inkster Kappa League, making their case to be elected president of the chapter for the 2020-2021 program year. Our first presenter will be Austin Jackson, a rising senior at Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. The second presenter will be Tamaris Darby, a rising sophomore at Washtenaw International High School. Anonymous voting by Kappa Leaguers in attendance took place after the presentation. The election took place on May 9th, 2020 at the Kappa League monthly meeting.
Okay. Hey guys, so as you know, I'm running for president of Kappa League. I could sit here and tell you how I'm qualified all day, but instead, I want to tell you the exact moment I knew I wanted to be president of Kappa League, and everything I've done to get to this very moment. My very first meeting was September 2018. I walked into a classroom at WCC, barely knowing anyone, as the only time I talked to most of the guys was a month prior during our barbecue event in August. I took a seat in the back, just wanting to get this meeting over with for an organization that my mom signed me up for. I saw a group of guys in the front catching up before our first meeting. I was alone. Out of nowhere, someone tapped my shoulder. It was LJ, our president at the time. He caught my name and told me not to be so shy and introduced me to the group of guys. All of a sudden, I didn't feel so alone. LJ made sure every single person didn't feel left out. Right when I noticed that, my whole perspective changed. This was a brotherhood. Once the meeting started, I did a whole 180. I was engaged and I was having fun. I saw the leadership LJ had throughout the meeting. I knew I wanted to be out there discussing what we're going to be doing that month, what organizations we were going to get support, and just asked who had anything good to say for the good of Kappa League. I went home and planned just how I was going to get up there. It all started with me taking a leadership role early. I would be treasurer. I would be treasurer, the only position currently not taken. I didn't do much as treasurer that year, but that was okay. A few months passed and a new challenge presented itself. We needed to make videos for Kappa League TV, and we needed a Kappa Leaguer to make those videos. I knew this was my next step. I jumped at the opportunity. I made 4 videos that ultimately helped us win Chapter of the Year. I felt on top of the world. June rolled around. I got a call that I was being recognized as Kappa Leaguer of the Year. My hard work was finally paying off. I was able to win with the help of my perfect attendance, my role as treasurer, and always being engaged. I was so close to my ultimate goal. Next year rolls around, this year. I'm vice president of our social media team. I was ecstatic. The year flew by. I was blessed to have the opportunity to fill in as our president once while RJ was out. I was able to do for one day what I've been working so hard and long for. A few months pass. It's April. Nominations. Immediately, I put my name in and list my credentials. I finished my second year with near perfect attendance, only missing one due to my first day of my job, and my skills developing tremendously this year. I couldn't contain my excitement for the next month, but this month gave me a long time to sit and think. I wouldn't be here right now running for president if it wasn't for my fellow Kappa Leaguers that I now consider my family. Well, that's it. That's it. The last part of my 2-year plan, me finishing up my speech for presidency. I know that if I'm your president, we can get a lot done and support organizations that grab our interests. I'm excited to develop my leadership skills and even more take on my final leadership role as your president. That's it.
Well, thank you, Austin.
First and foremost, thank you, RJ, Mr. Bradley, and Mr. King for giving me this opportunity. Not only as this was my first year in Kappa League, but I'm thankful that you guys saw enough of me to give me the opportunity to be able to run for a position as this one. Without further ado, I rise to give honor to the Holy Father, the King of all Israel, to say that I stand before you today, seeking your vote to hold such a position as this one. Although I am a fairly new member of our chapter, which may seem as a disadvantage, I do possess the necessary personality, qualifications, and executive experience that will allow me to offer new and fresh ideas. I do understand that seniority may come into play in some cases, and one may inquire about my ability to act as your president. Personally, I feel that I'm a well-equipped and qualified candidate because I'm the current freshman class president, representing 150 of Washtenaw County's finest freshmen. I'm the youngest vice president of the Black Student Union, and am also an executive board member of the Model United Nations debate team at my school. Throughout my experience in all of these positions, I find that it is the work, time, effort, drive, and will to perform tasks faithfully and in order. For these are qualities that create a strong leader, and I possess all of those qualities. Therefore, the future of our chapter solely relies on our ability to work together collectively while realizing that cooperation and teamwork is what will continuously help us to grow due to our interesting perspectives, which lead to a variety of new ideas, not alone in our chapter, but in our organization as a whole. As this is our current president's final year as a member of Kappa League, I would like to commend him for everything that he has done thus far, and would like to personally show him my appreciation by continuing his legacy as he continues to embark on his journey, which goes by the name of life, and do wish him nothing but success in his future endeavors. As our chapter's next president, if elected, I will first and foremost establish a more structured academic policy which will ensure our members' academic success until they graduate the program. For all members who meet the criteria of the policy will receive an incentive, whether it be as an individual or as a group. I will work with the Vice President of Community Service and the advisors to become more involved in our community in and outside of our agenda. I will also coordinate with the Vice President of Team Building to create more outings and trips limited to our members and advisors so that we can build better bonds with one another. Under my direction, more social events and fundraisers will take place to give our chapter a more prominent presence, which will attract more potential members and funds that are needed to keep our chapter as an example of what young Black success looks like. A fundraising committee will be formed with the treasurer as the head of this committee, and a recruiting committee will be formed with the head of this committee being appointed at another time. I would like to be your next president because I know what it's like to be a young Black male in America, as we all should, whether we're biracial or multiracial. I have come to realize that no matter how successful or family-oriented we are, we're still viewed as the ones who made it out, or just plain and simple as Black and successful. Whether we realize it or not, we live in a country that is systematically against us more than it is for us. We live in a country that would rather see us dead or in prison by 18 because of fear that we may surpass them with our successfulness, which is the very thing that intimidates them the most. I myself identify as an upper middle class multiracial American and have experienced stereotypes, prejudices, and racial profiling because of my socioeconomic status, but the biggest factor of them all being my skin color. That is why to this day, I am grateful that I'm a part of a program that allows me to realize that I am more than just a young Black male in America. And I'm constantly reminded that I'm a part of a program that promotes academic achievement, personal development, and college and career preparation, which shows me and all of us that we are in a program that is for us and not against us. Which is why, if elected as your next president, I assure you that I will work hard on your behalf to make this chapter the best that it can be, because I truly believe in our ability to work together for something great under my leadership, and do guarantee you that if elected, this will only be the beginning of my journey shaping and bettering the lives of young Black males across America and overseas. Thank you for your time.